Good morning and welcome to Mr. Boo. I am Mr. Boo. So today we are in a mad rush, unfortunately. We're in a mad rush to get this thing finished up. So today we're going to unwrap it all, kind of blow it off again, get the fuel tank in, get the rear subframe in. Hopefully we can get those two things done today. I wasn't going to show you guys any of the suspension / handling upgrades until the suspension video. I'm going to have to in order to put the rear subframe in, so you'll get a sneak peek of one tiny little thing that we're doing, but plenty of fun stuff to share with you guys. So let's just get to it. Alright, now let's begin assembly. We're gonna start with some of the gas tank stuff and some of the brake line stuff. Okay, so I forgot a couple things at the storage unit. So I gotta go run there, and then I have to get a new filler tube. I have to get a new filler tube for the gas tank. I'm hoping that I can find something that'll work locally. They wanted, was it like $150 for an OEM one? And I'm like, it's a rubber tube that's like 8 inches long. Never spent that much for 8 inches before. Good morning and welcome back. So I had a bit of an issue yesterday. I went to 3 different stores and they did not have any type of universal fuel neck filler hose. And that's what I needed because this bad boy was ripped. And I thought that I would be able to easily find one. Well, it turns out every store that I went to last night did not have literally anything in stock for me. But now I am a new Napa fanboy because I was able to get a foot of it for like 25 bucks. And 25 bucks is kind of expensive for a foot of hose, but when you think about the fact that I would have spent $150 on the Subaru OEM part, I'll be able to work this into working just fine for me, and I have it today in my hands. So hence why I'm wearing the hat, and I have the Napa fanboy gang going on. Also, there's a new Napa down the street from me. It's been there for 6 months. I had no idea. All right, so let's get to getting the fuel tank hooked up and up. Okay, so the fuel tank is completely in. All I have to do is put the covers on the top and then bolt all of the crossover tubes down on the inside of the car. But I want lunch, so we'll see you in a bit. All right, happy lunch. Watched some two-step pops from Amelia's K-swapped Prius. That is a hilarious build. I have to weld this on here because that came off. That's not supposed to come off. So I'm just gonna I cleaned it up, I ground it down, and this paint is definitely freaking on there. I'm really impressed with how much that took to come off. Anyways, I'm just gonna hold it, do a quick little tack on it, tack it around a couple little spots, and then it's time to get the rear subframe in, and that means I get to show you a little something. Okay, so we are just about ready to get this rear subframe back up on the car. And before we do so, we're gonna install the only white line product that I'm putting in this car. Now it's inserts. They're basically to stiffen the bushings. This is This is definitely the least exciting of the suspension and handling components, but it's still one that will definitely make an improvement. Unfortunately, I won't be able to tell specifically this because I'm going to be experiencing all of them at the same exact time. So what can you do? So let's figure out how these install and get them installed. Well, that was like just about the easiest install of anything of my life. But if your rear subframe is still in your car, whew, that's gonna be a lot. Anyways, that is the part number that I used. I don't believe they even advertised that they're compatible with the SH Forester, but everything went in beautifully. We just have to bolt it up. Okay, so I have to, these are those little top hats that are on top of the rear subframe. I have to shave that little edge off that sits flush. It's just because the bushing goes all the way up to like the center hole, so this just doesn't sit flush. I don't think that it makes a big difference with that off. If it does, then I'll just put them back on, buy new ones, and like make a ridge in the actual bushing, but I'm not too worried about it. That was a little sketchy, but it worked eventually. So I first tried to do it the way that I brought it down, and if you remember the way that I brought it down, it was also a little sketchy. So I ended up going on opposite ends and then just raising it up and using my own weight to counterbalance to get it to straighten out enough to where I could thread one bolt, went to the other side, did the same thing, threaded another, and then we got it to work. But damn, okay. My batteries need to charge. These batteries need to charge. All the batteries need to charge. I'll see you tomorrow morning. What is going on, guys? It's the next afternoon. I picked up some more parts. Basically, most of the stuff underneath the car. Obviously, the drive shaft isn't going in until the transmission gets here. The rear diff can go in, but then all of the trim for the doors, the cover for the gas tank, the wheel wells, the brakes are under here somewhere as well, and I already had the brake lines here, so we're gonna do the brakes today. I'll try to finish up all the stuff underneath to get us to the point where we're just ready to work on everything topside after today. except for the transmission, but that's should be obvious, but sometimes you can lead a horse to water. Anywho, let's get to work. There's all that, and then there's this. I did put this fuel stuff in without you guys. Oh, and the e-brake stuff. Oh, and tidied up the covers. Oh, and I put the ECU. Okay. We got to make quick work of this. And boom. Wow. Well, that was pretty quick work. Corey, you even vacuumed. My lord. There's still a lot that needs to go in here. What is going on, guys? I grabbed some stuff from the storage unit last night, and it's the rest of the interior of the car. Now, I'm not going to do the front center with the shifter boot and all that fun stuff because transmission isn't in yet. Hopefully it'll be in soon. But everything else, except that, will be complete today, which is super exciting. So we are completely done assembling the car to the degree which we are going to assemble it. I say that because there's no back bumper on it. Why are we not putting a back bumper on it? I'll tell you later. So the reason why I'm not completely assembling that is because obviously the transmission is not here and I don't want to finish everything off up there, but the rest of it, the seats, the carpet, the floor mats. Let's go back here. Oh my gosh, the seats again. Pop that fully functions. I still need the covers in Sierra's car, but it's 16 degrees outside. I'm not going out there. And if you haven't been able to tell yet in this video, which if you haven't, you're not very observant. Not in this video, in this section of the video, because I'm kind of having to splice them together a little bit weird. You're gonna see stuff in an opposite order of which it happened. You guys really don't need to see me reassembling the car like in full length. You've seen me disassemble it. It's the same thing backwards. So I wanted to make that as few videos as I could. And sneak peek, suspension has already happened. Oh snap, look at how low that is. That is gonna be the next video at the beginning of next week. I'm finishing this one right now, and then you'll see the suspension one, and then the transmission one. And then we'll let you know what we've been so quiet about. But for now, it's time to do laundry. If you guys like the video, hit that huge like button, hit the subscribe button, and that bell notification so you can get notified when my videos come out. We'll see you guys next video.